Wednesday night NBA action. This is Across the Board with Jeff Grant here at SBRforum.com. Going to take a look at the Denver Nuggets versus the Brooklyn Nets at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. The last game before the NBA All-Star break for both of these teams, and there is no betting line in the market. Especially tough week for the NBA in terms of being a handicapper, so definitely use money management, and if you don't like a game, don't force it. There are plenty of games ahead, especially in college basketball, as I just shot a video with the Duke Blue Devils hosting the North Carolina Tar Heels. You'll definitely want to check that one out at SBRvideo.com. When you look at the Nuggets, they've lost their last two games of their current four-game road trip. That includes a 109-108 setback to the Toronto Raptors last night as 1.5-point underdogs. They played without the services of Danilo Gallinari and also Andre Iguodala. Those are two starters for this team. They combined for 30.6 points per game. Of course, Gallinari is the team's leading scorer. The Nuggets have managed to score 102 or more points in their last 12 games, and they've averaged 112.2 points per game, and they're winning 5 of the last 6 in this particular series. 11-17 on the road this year, 3-7 against the Eastern Conference. I attribute that bad record to the fact that the Nuggets played a lot of games on the road in the first third of the year. Their recent run has been spurred by the fact that they've played at the Pepsi Center a lot, but this team over the past few years, especially under George Karl's direction, has fared very well against Eastern Conference opponents on the road. So definitely kind of push that to the side when handicapping this game. 10-4 ATS when playing their last 14 games on 0 days rest. A lot of that attributes to the fact that this team has a lot of depth, but it may be challenged a little bit if some of these injured players aren't able to go, and the fact that Karl may elect to rest some of his players that are injured because the All-Star break is on the horizon. Point guard Ty Lawson figures to have another good offensive game. He scored a game-high 29 points against the Raptors last time out, and he will not be going against Brooklyn starting point guard Deron Williams, who is now out until after the All-Star break. He's dealing with an ankle injury on both his left and right ankle. When you look at the Nets, they haven't won back-to-back games since a 3-game win streak from January 18th to the 23rd. They do come off one of their better wins of the 2012-13 NBA campaign, picking up an 89-84 overtime victory over the Indiana Pacers as 9-point road underdogs, and they've gone under the total in 4 of their last 5 contests. 16-8 under interim head coach PJ Carlesimo. The real key statistic angle to handicap in this game, at least from my perspective, is will the Nets be able to hold the Nuggets under 100 points? They are 24-7 this year when doing that. The fact is they've really struggled against top offensive teams, especially in the second half of the season. That is from game 42 and out. Of course, the All-Star break does not land at the middle portion of the season in the NBA. They are 0-3 straight up and against the spread when facing opponents that average 99-plus points since game 42 and out. It really comes down to the injuries here. I'm definitely going to pick the Denver Nuggets in this one. Iguodala, I could see him not playing. Gallinari, I'm expecting back. He was just dealing with an illness. I expect him to be back on the floor. And also JaVale McGee left the second half of last night's game against the Raptors with a shin injury. All 3 of those players are listed as questionable, but there is no betting line in the market. So for the sake of the video, I'm going to elect to pick the Denver Nuggets plus the points. Whatever they are listed as a road underdog here, I would not play them as a road favorite. But pick the Denver Nuggets versus the Brooklyn Nets at the Barclays Center on Wednesday night. This has been another edition of Across the Board with Jeff Grant here at SBRforum.com. For any further information on this game, especially the injuries, follow me on Twitter at Jeff Grant Sports.